Okay, my DM laid out 44 rules for D&D. For those of you who don't know, this is a Reddit post that's been deleted now, and it's so fucking hilarious that I wanted to go through it initially, but I didn't want to like cause anything. But because it's gone now, I'm assuming whatever happened has happened, and there's no reason for me not to go over it anymore. So the post goes, my DM just posted this after hiatus. Enjoy. I'll just put shit out now that's going to change before anyone goes through it with anything. Number 1, I'm timing turns. I don't give a fuck if it's unfair in your opinion, because your spells are hard or you don't know what square to move to. You get 1 minute to know all your actions you want to take, or I skip your turn. This is terrible because you're instead of you're letting your player think through their turn, you're telling them they are timed like a video game, and that's not how D&D is played. Like, it's just not. Like, unless you set those rules out from the get-go. This is a like mid-game change because it seems like they have been playing before and they just decided, like, you know, now it's time to change the rules. So that's terrible for that reason. Number 2, if you want harder fights, bring a second character sheet and expect to twiddle your thumbs when you die. I'm not going to baby anyone. This is horrible. Unless you are playing 1st or 2nd edition, you should not be trying to kill your characters every session. 1st and 2nd edition, they didn't give a fuck. Like, Gary Gygax was like, yeah, fucking kill the player. It's hilarious. And then about 3rd edition, everyone figured out, okay, let's maybe not do that because it's pissing everybody off and making people not want to play. Not saying characters shouldn't die ever, because that would be, you know, bad. That would make it so there's no stakes, but like killing people for funsies is, as a DM, it makes you kind of shitty. Unless that's set up from the get-go that like you're gonna die and shit, and the players are okay with it. Number 4, I'm gonna take your character's loot away regularly as you want it given out. Rule 3 will apply. Oh no, hold on. 3. If you call me or any of my rolls unfair, I'll get up and go home. And if you got a ride with me, you can find your own way back and suck it up. Okay, if I was a player and reading this, I immediately would say I don't want to play anymore. Because now we're like, okay, the second you start like implementing real world consequences for your stuff that are like beyond the realm of like basic tomfoolery, now it's not fun anymore. Now it's not even a game. Like, you're threatening to take someone's ride away from them. You know how stressful that is for the person who came here with you? That's shitty. That's how Nazis play D&D, I think. I'm pretty sure, Luffy, that it was someone who wanted to like quit and couldn't find like a good way out and just decided to like insano style his way out by acting like this instead of just saying, guys, I don't really want to DM anymore. Can I just play the game like a player? Can someone else DM? Number 4, I'm going to take your character's loot away as regularly as you want it given out. Rule 3 will apply. So he's going to go home if you want loot given out regularly. What I don't understand is you can't always give your players broken shit because as a DM, I've DM'd before. As a DM, it becomes impossible to fucking track if you keep giving everybody like the brokenest shit in the world. So what I usually did when I DM'd is I would occasionally give the players like a broken ass item because that's fun. Like, that's D&D. It's fun to have those things. But I would usually homebrew it is what I would do. If it wasn't from the book, I would homebrew it and like make a drawback or something. And if they wanted more like loot given out, what I would do is like, okay, I'd give more loot out, and over time, like, maybe things would break, maybe things would like get taken away by like a villain or the BBEG. But are you just like, oh, you can't use that anymore? You know why? Because that's fucking lame and stupid, and nobody will want to play if you just take their items away. Number 5, if you don't act out your persuasion or intimidation or any other social text, you fail before you even roll. You fail immediately because you aren't even trying, and you're making the game lame for everybody else. As somebody who has like not severe social anxiety, but someone who doesn't like to act out in public, this is the shittiest thing you could do to your players. You know how? Okay. The other thing is, the way this DM is acting right now, how do you roleplay intimidation checks? Because if they are acting like this, like laying out the rules, if you actively try to intimidate the DM, they're going to fucking go home and leave because they brought it up like 3 times already. So it becomes hard. Okay, and what about persuasion checks? What about if you're playing a bard? Am I supposed to seduce the DM? Then there's another issue. Like you're putting everybody in an impossible situation that no one wants to be in. Number 6. If you don't pick up cues for side quests, that's not my problem. Get over it yourself. It's not a video game. It's a role-playing pen and paper based game with miniatures. I'm not holding your hand if you choose not to pursue shit. Okay, this one is okay. It's not bad. I've done this before. I'll lay down like 2 or 3 cues and the players will be like, fuck, whatever. We want to go do this. Okay. What I would do though, I wouldn't take like the side quest completely away. I would just retool it for later. Like I'm not gonna like blame them for it. Sometimes things are just like that. Like you just skip over a bunch of shit. It's not a big deal, but 7. If you move a square in combat, there's no takebacks. This is I think the worst fucking rule so far. So, because these guys aren't playing like pen, paper, or theater. I mean, these guys are playing pen, paper, and theater of the mind, and not playing theater of the mind. They're playing like with a board with like an actual grid and measuring their attacks and everything. Because I played it both ways, and not allowing your players to move back into the move backwards because they decided, oh, you know what? I don't have enough range for this spell, so I don't want to do that anymore. And instead going, nah, you waste your turn. You're fucked now, and you're open to enemy attack. You say, oh, okay, hold on, let me just go ahead and figure out what you want to do then. So I'm guessing what's happening is whoever's DMing doesn't want to like actually think through the process and like adapt, because if they here's what I'm guessing what's happening is the person is making a move, the DM is planning something in response, and then they figure out, oh shit, I fucked up, I don't want to do that, so they take it back, and DM's like, nah, I gotta rethink it all over again. That's not fair. That's dog shit. Your role as the DM is you have to be not flexible all the time, but flexible enough, especially during combat, because combat's the fun part of D&D. So you not allowing your players the flexibility to make decisions that will be meaningful and fun ruins the entire fucking game. Number 8, you tell every single person what you're doing before you do it. You don't fucking roll dice and say you're casting Fireball. You tell us all. This one is okay. The only issue I take with it is that if they are doing this actively, like, you just tell them, no, you can't do that. Because what it sounds like from how this is worded, he's either incredibly defensive, or she, it's a free country, free world, and everyone has equal rights, is like they're either arguing with the DM to tell them that they want to do something, or the DM just doesn't want to let them do it that way. But either way, you shouldn't roll dice and then say what you're doing. That's a terrible fucking idea. Also ruins the entire experience, TBH. I will give out exhaustion more frequently. Okay, bad game. In my opinion, if you use the exhaustion system, it's not a fun game. It sucks. Do you know? Okay, yeah. Saying time has to pass and you do have to rest frequently is fine, but using the actual like exhaustion system is exhausting in itself. So what I would always do if like the players hadn't slept for 24 hours, I'd tell them they have to take 10%, like 10% off their rolls, no matter what. So, well, sorry, 2. This guy's mostly terrible. Yeah, this guy's mostly terrible list. So I would tell them they need to take 2 down from their roll. And then, like, if they didn't sleep longer, it would be 4 after 2 days, 6 after 3. The highest we ever got was 4, and that was 8. It was a -8 to all rolls. And at that point, they were finally like, all right, we're going to bed because now we just can't roll. I was like, yeah, you're fucking tired. You need to go to sleep. You guys haven't slept for 4 fucking days. I just wanted to go over it because it's so funny. And as a DM, I thought it would be fun to go over. Someone who used to DM, sorry. I don't DM much anymore, but I used to. Number 10, every snide comment you make to an NPC will be remembered and paid back in triplicate. This is bullshit. Absolute dog shit way of playing. You should not... If you all seem to believe there is little consequence. So... If your party wants to act like a bunch of shitheads, that's fine. Like, they can. You just, like, that's when you bring in the guards and start, like, attacking them. But, to remind them, that there are consequences here. But saying they're going to be paid back in triplicate is basically, like, retaliation. So it's not fun. Then you're worried. Because you're like, okay, I'm going to roll intimidation. Oh, shit, wait. If I do that, then the DM might be pissed at me because I rolled an intimidation check. It conflicts entirely with Rule 5. So I don't know how to interpret 10. You will not be given a mega dungeon every session. This is 11. A temple is not the size of a small city. Neither is a cave. This shit will happen when it's natural and organic. Go play some roguelike if you want that. So this is fine. Like... So when my players wanted tons of dungeons, what I would do is I would just like find okay, one-shot modules are great for this. You know why? Because one-shot modules usually have a dungeon in it, and if your players are always wanting dungeons, I would just start rolling one-shots. Yeah, 11 is fine. It makes sense. It's just the way it's worded I take issue with. It's honestly fine though. So, again, like, if your players are wanting tons of dungeons, start breaking out the one-shot sessions. There's like 1 billion of them written. The Adventurers Guild used to run them all the time at stores. You can just break those out. 8 is standard gameplay? Yes, it is. 8 is standard gameplay. Number 12, the travel portion is done. You want to travel continents doing literally whatever you want, whenever you want. Go play World of Warcraft or play D&D with ChatGPT. Okay, this is fine. I don't know what he means. I'm guessing they just got done with their travel portion and the players were still saying they want to go do other stuff. So, what you do in this sense is because if your players are still saying they want to go to other places... Yeah, ChatGPT would be more fun at this point. If your players are saying they still want to go to other places, you are the DM. You have the magic of plot in your literal hands. Maybe you can't leave the city. Maybe there's a dangerous fog that's inescapable. Or maybe, like, the guards won't let anybody leave. And if you try to leave, they'll come after you. Banned attacks for excessive travel. That too, like, you could just start rolling random encounters. Like, bro, they're telling you gotta go back to the city. And if they still don't, like, listen, that's when you, like, break out the big boy DM gloves and have that serious talk where... some people say don't do this, but I do this. That's when you break out the guys, I need you to stay in the city. That's all you gotta say! That's all you gotta say. As a DM, that's where you get, guys, you have to stay here. Like, it's not me being a dick. It's me saying, I don't have bullshit prepared outside of the city because this is where the plot is and I need you guys to be here. And most of the time, 99% of the time, I've only encountered once where someone has gone against me on that. 99% of the time, people will say, oh shit, okay, sorry dude. I didn't realize that was what we were supposed to do. That's all you gotta say. That's all you gotta do. You don't have to like write an entire 44 rule list for this. 13, if you're late with no good reason, I'm gonna half your character's hit points for the entire session. Don't fucking do this. No one ever shows up on time. I have never ever started a D&D session on time. Everybody is always 15 to an hour late. That's how it is. All you gotta do is make your session start like an hour earlier than you wanted it to. This is a game for fun. Sometimes things come up. People are usually still on their way. Sometimes they can't make it. It's not work. An hour late is unreasonable. It depends. See, all my D&D sessions have been with real life people, like in college and on in college, out of college, high school. So there, I understood. Online is a little different. You can call and text. Okay, people usually would call and text when they're running late, and what we would do, we would just have someone have the DM control their character, and the rule was, well, what my rule as the DM was, I will not do anything that would hurt or harm your character until you get here, because that is the shittiest thing to do to someone. Because I used to play with someone in high school who did that because someone ran late. Person who ran late lost their shit and quit. Like I understood, like, because they accidentally killed their character, and he was like, oh shit, I accidentally killed his character, and he just rolled with it. I was like, dude, that's fucked up. Bring him back. But because it was college and high school and like it's work buddies, like it's a little different. Like I don't mind if you're like an hour late. Usually what I did is we would like play other games or like talk about dumbass bullshit. It's about hanging out is more the thing. So you shouldn't half someone's hit points. That's insano style type of punishment. Because then if they're late, because if you have someone's hit points because they're late, they're gonna not want to show up at all. Because they're just gonna be like, shit, I'm running late. I might as well just not even go. Fuck it. Number 14. If you don't show up for no good reason, and that will be determined by me alone, and no one else has the guts to say shit for fear of upsetting one another. The first time you find yourself losing either a whole level up or 3 major items of your own, the second time you do it in a row, you will be removed from the chat and group. Full stop. I have no fucking time for people not to show up. This is bullshit. Like, complete bullshit. You know, DMs are not the arbiters of what is a good reason to not show up. I've had people not show up because they decided to go to like office hours or something instead. I've had people not want to show up because they got into a fight with like their significant other. Like I can't. You can't be an arbiter of that. Sometimes people's cars just fucking break down. Like it just happens. Or sometimes someone's PC doesn't start up. Like you never know. Number 15. If you get too stoned or drunk to play, I will go. I will go home without warning. Your warning is here. I get consequences for way over a show with 0 contact. If that's how your DM like runs it, that's fine. I'm not trying to knock anybody, but this is just like my opinion. Like if that's everyone has their own game style, but this is like I'm just making fun of this list. So 15, I have had people that are too drunk and stoned to play, and usually we stop the game at that point, and we usually make sure they're okay. It's not a regular thing. Usually the person the next day will be like, look, dude, I'm sorry. Like, I've just had a shit week, and I got a little out of hand with the substances. It's like, oh, dude, it's fine. Like, so again, when that happens, it literally just goes back to me taking their character and putting them, like, the safe zone for a little while. This last one's cut off, so I just need to move this a little bit. If you get up for a bong or smoke whenever... If you get up for bong or smoke or whatever breaks every 10 minutes, I will simply pack up and go home! I'm sick of waiting for every bloke to be at the table. As a DM, my rule is if you get up and walk away, that we will catch you up when you get back. Like, maybe you need to go to the bathroom, or maybe you need to get some food, or maybe, I don't know, you want to go smoke something out on the porch real quick. It's not a big deal. If you want to, go do it. Okay, at my table, there were, like, anywhere between, constant excessive rates can be annoying. That's fine, but with my tables, usually there were anywhere between 5 and 8 people. So, waiting for everybody would be Insano style. So instead of doing that, is bloke a young or old person term? It's Cockney, I think. It's British. But so what I would do, I would just literally, I wouldn't recap it to him. I'd be like, bro, you're gonna have to ask your party members what's going on, and I would. Okay, so again, my tables were very noisy because there were always 5 to 8 people at them. So there would always be constant conversation. Like, as the DM, I just learned to talk over people, and people would be having, like, side conversation on what to do, or maybe they're talking about, you know, getting food after, or maybe they're paying attention. I swear they are, but the rule was, like, unless everybody was just, like, in La La Land, I would not recap. It's like, you guys gotta pay attention, or else, like, bad things are gonna happen. But, and usually they would be fine. Like, I had, out of, like, the 5 to 8 people, usually there's 2 or 3 that are always listening. The others are usually there and still having fun, but they're just like, oh shit, sorry, I missed something, I'm listening. That's it for image 1, but yeah, you can't, like, punish people for getting up and walking away. Like, that's crazy. Now, if they're, like, leaving for, like, a half hour or 20 minutes or something, then yes. But if they're just going to smoke or get a drink or go to the bathroom, like, it's not a big deal. Let's bring up the next one. Can I just... So, the ones at my house, you cannot smoke at the table because it's in my basement. You will set the house on fire. You gotta go out on the porch outside. Sorry, bro. When we were in college, we didn't give a shit. We smoked in the dorms. But now that I own a house, no, you cannot smoke in my house. Alright, we're going onward. Let me just open number 2 here. I got my own copy I'm reading off of. I actually quit smoking, but I still miss it every day. You're gonna be okay, Luffy. Don't go back. Don't go back. That's an expensive habit to have. 17. Guidance, divination spells, owls, and whatever spells I decide are too fucking stupid are banned. Outright. No more fucking guidance. Who the fuck hurt you? Let the players have guidance. Okay, does this apply to, like, bardic inspiration? Because if so, that's bullshit. Like, no one's going to want to play Bard at the table ever again. No, who let them have... Okay, is the owl referring to that healing owl spell from Tasha's Cauldron of Everything? If so, let them have it. Bro, design better encounters if that owl is such a fucking inhibitor to your encounters. Or... Give your monsters the Dispel Magic spell or Counter spell. It's that fucking easy. Number 8. I'm not even gonna go into 17 anymore because that's really fucking stupid. 18. You get 1 chance at a skill check. If you fuck up, your party doesn't get the chance to do the same check. Think careful about who's good at what. This is bullshit. Guidance doesn't guidance only get +1 on a single check? Guidance is a 1d4, I believe. 1 second. We're gonna look this up. It's been a hot second since I played. You touch one willing creature once before the spell ends, the target can roll a d4. Add the number to the ability check. So yes, 17 also applies to Bardic Inspiration, because Bardic Inspiration is a d6, which is better than Guidance, and therefore this DM probably wouldn't fucking like it. So whatever, they probably don't have a Bard is what it is. Because if he's throwing this much of a fit over Guidance, he'd throw an absolute tantrum over fucking Bardic Inspiration. No, 1d4 is not bad. That's crazy. 18 is insane for the reason is okay. What I would do at the table if I wanted everyone to make a check, I'd say everyone make this check. If I wanted a singular person to make a check, I'd say you have to make this check because you are initiating this action. And if they fucked it up, well, the rule was, is there someone in the party who is better than you at what you just did? Because if there is, and there wasn't immediate consequences for it, I would say tell the other person they need to do it. And if they still fuck it up, then they're fucked. But, like, say, like, an example would be, like, the barbarian is trying to sneak past the guards and fucks it up. In that case, no, you can't redo the check because you've been spotted. Oh, shit. But, like, in the case of unlocking a door, say the barbarian was trying to pick the lock for some reason instead of just trying to bust the shit down. Oh, well, maybe the rogue can unlock it. You know, stuff like that. 19. Discussion of metagame details in-game will result in instant damage to your character. Bullshit. Absolute bullshit. You know how fast everyone would quit at my tables if we pulled this shit? So, this is impossible to stop. If you have someone who has played D&D all their life, I'm guessing they mean, like, let's say you read the monster manual and you knew, like, a beholder had X amount of HP, and you told the party that out of character. That would hurt your character. That is a metagame detail, because your character obviously doesn't have any fucking idea how strong something is. But you, as a person, because you've been playing D&D, know how much HP a wolf has, or know the skill check that a mind flayer would have, or like an intellect devourer. Like, you know that, and you shouldn't be punished for telling your party, oh shit, we're gonna get fucked up here by X attack. We should probably try to plan for it. That's insane. Because then how do you determine what is and isn't meta? Okay, the only way I can think around that is if you rolled nature or arcana and just had your character know it. That's stupid. That's really fucking stupid. Because if let's say you encounter a fucking goblin and everyone rolls a nat 1. Oh shit! No one knows what a fucking goblin is. Oops! So yeah, I'm not even going to get into that one anymore. I've made my case. Rules lowering fellow players is encouraged. Actually me will result in me telling you the fuck off. This rule contradicted itself within itself. If you can rule lawyer as an adventurer, you would have general knowledge about creatures, lol. I have had DMs say no to that. I've had 2. I don't know what it is, but they're like, oh, you're new adventurer, so you don't know that. I was like, I live in the world. I should know what a fucking wolf looks like. They're out there. There are some serious DMs out there like that. So you're telling your players to rule lawyer each other, but you're saying they can't rule lawyer you is a hilarious double standard that would never fly in any game ever. You're basically saying I am the be-all, end-all of rules. And if you find one that's wrong, you are still fucking wrong. Fuck you. This list gets better and better as we go on. 21. You roll your dice within view of 2 players who aren't you standard. You roll them neatly and you roll them on the table. Failing to do these 3 things will auto-fail whatever you did. Arguing that you actually did roll validly when you clearly didn't is an automatic critical fail. There's an easy way around this. Everyone has to verify the roll. That's what I used to do. From what I'm hearing here is the DM is too lazy to just look at the fucking dice. All you gotta do is stand up and be like, oh shit! That's all you gotta do. Come on, man. I mean, you shouldn't be hiding your rolls. That's insane. Like, don't hide your rolls. That's stupid and dumb, and no one will like you for that. But all you gotta do, roll in a shoebox lid. Yeah, like, do you have a dice tower? That'll work too. Or do you have a fucking piece of Tupperware? Or a bowl? Throw it in there! We just rolled on the table, but it's fine. Like, what I would do, I would just get up and look at the dice myself. That's all you gotta do. Now, if it's a big table and I've had that happen before, I ask somebody at the other end to verify for me. That's it. It's not a big deal. 22. Instant judgment mechanics are coming into place. If you call these things unfair moving forward, I will laugh at you and tell you to fuck off and cry some more. No. Instant death traps have to be used very, very, very sparingly. I have been in groups where a DM has accidentally killed the whole party with these. Like, it's not fun. It can kill games. If you want instant death traps, go play like Advanced D&D First Edition. The Lich King's Tomb or whatever it was called. That had actual death traps. Like, you'll just die if you fail the roll. That's not... No. You just don't do that. That's a dick move. 23. I will not give you random magical items and vendors will not stock them. They're meant to be rare and hard to acquire. Easy way around this. What I would do is I would tell all the players, if you can find the magical item shop, I will let you buy it. And what they would have to do is they would have to investigate. I would have the magical item shops hidden so fucking well that it would be always like a 19 or a 20. Unless they had so much fucking gold and for some reason I forgot to give them a cool item in a while. So the thing is, like, with magic items, they have to exist, like, because they're cool. Like, you don't not. I've been in games where magical items aren't a thing, and it fucking sucks. Like, now I feel like I'm just playing medieval Europe. So what you do here is you just basically either A, make them hard to find like me, or B, I've had this work too, make them so fucking expensive that the players will save for them. That works. It is a goal the players can work to. It's fun. I promise. 24. Random encounters in the form of random dungeons or strange mysterious road trader or a band of goblin prostitutes isn't going to happen. Go play Baldur's Gate 3. I like hiding the magic on it. Makes sense. Yeah. So this is fine. 24 is fine. Like, there's nothing wrong with this. The DM is choosing how to play their game. I would say though, like, sometimes just having random bullshit encounters is fun. Like, it sounds like he's being too much of a hard ass here, but that is valid. That's fine. 25. I don't get two fucks about Reddit said about X or Y ruling. This is valid. It is his game. However, being a dick through D&D is a problem some DMs have that I have encountered. Just because you can, or you, I don't know, but I wouldn't ever write this. It's because it makes you look conceited. 26. I actually give less of a fuck of what your mate's D&D group did. Again, this is terrible because I've learned more, like, playing in other people's games and taking suggestions from my players than I have looking up stuff on the internet or figuring out by myself. So, constructive feedback about other games is good, I promise you. If you don't want to do it, you don't have to, but it is very helpful to try to do it. 27. Saying anything to me about other players not liking me doing X or Y without them saying directly to me will result in me kicking you out of the group. Don't use someone else to push your own agenda. This is gonna cause fighting. Like, don't ever do this. If someone is doing that, they're usually doing it because they're afraid of what you're gonna say, and the way this guy has come off in all of the rules so far, I wouldn't even want to talk to him. I'd be like, bro, this is fucking stupid. Let's go play Baldur's Gate at home or something. He is very unapproachable. Like, don't do that. 28. You're not to sit down and have a 2-hour discussion about what Samson and Barona Secondary. Oh, Samson from Bondora Secondary did 3 weeks ago when you come to play. Take 15-20 minutes I use to set up and review my notes before we talk to each other. Then sit down to play. Again, this is dumb. Like, having side conversations is normal in D&D. I don't care what anybody says. DMs who say they have to be silent at the table at all times is insano style stuff. No. 29. Saying shit like, guys, come on, we're not here to have fun. We're here to play D&D. We're not here to have... Wait, am I having a stroke? saying shit like, guys, come on, we're not here to have fun. We're here to play D&D. This is serious business. Is rude and dismissive of how much work I put into this. I will simply go home. Oh, okay, it's them being sarcastic. I was like, wait a minute, what am I reading? I thought I was having a stroke. If your players are saying this, you are not a good DM. Like, they're trying to have fun with you, dude. Like, they're not being dicks. They're trying to simply tell you, lighten up a little bit. We're just fucking around. Like, we're not trying to ruin your game. 30 would never fly with me. Ever. In any fucking universe. Don't fucking order food randomly. We will eat together at a specific time or not at all. I don't want food shit all over my thing. This would never fly in my games, and here's why. Because we would order food randomly. We would be like, we're hungry. Pizza Hut! Sometimes we'd cook. When I got the house, we started cooking, like, instead of buying food all the time. And everyone would bring the potluck stuff, and it would be fun. That's all. You don't got... Saying don't fucking order food randomly is... And what we would do is we would piecemeal it. Like, people would eat randomly throughout the game. Sometimes people would get hungry again. It's not a big deal. 31. No food or drinks near my D&D gear. If you wreck something, you could pay for it. I let one person trash my DM screen once, and I never had it replaced by them. So because one person fucked you, everybody else has to pay? In fact, I had that person attempt to gaslight me into believing they didn't wreck my shit at all. I'm not stupid. You're an adult. Accept responsibility. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt and say that person did gaslight him, but even so, like, what the fuck? I can understand not wanting food or drinks near his D&D gear. That's fine. That's safe. It's good. But what I would do, again, as the DM, those are my things. I am responsible for them. So what I would do if there was, like, stuff I knew would fucking ruin my shit is I would pick them up and put them someplace where they wouldn't get fucked up. The DM screen, okay, whatever. Like, that random accident. Like, it's hard to fix that because your screen is literally on the table. But, like, as far as, like, books or, like, your notes or your PC, whatever you got going on, you could take that stuff and move it somewhere else. If the person is being that much of a shithead and, like, throwing soda and pizza everywhere, no, like, don't invite them back. Like, they're not going to play anymore, dude. Like, because now they're just here to wreck shit. 32. Arguments between party members outside of roleplay will be resolved by me giving definite ruling. If you don't like it, fuck off, back home. So, what I would do is, at first, I would have the characters roleplay. If it, like, escalated outside of that, then I would step in. But what I would do is, I had a player one time steal someone else's money. Like, all of it. So the player was understandably fucking pissed because they're like, bro, what the fuck? We're in the same party. So what I did, I had them roll for it, and they got, like, I don't remember. They had like a +5 or 6 to sleight of hand, and they rolled like a 15 or a 16, so they definitely succeeded. And they got all his money, and so, like, I wasn't gonna be a complete asshole. So I let the other player try to look for it and stuff, and was like, bro, you can't find it. Like, he actually took it. And he's like, well, what the fuck? Did you just get my money then? And I was like, yes, but, however, like, if you figure out by some way that he has your money, you can try to get it back. So what ended up happening is, like, he was understandably mad for a couple sessions. Like, 2 sessions later, the rogue went and fucking spent it on, like, I don't remember what it was. But I basically ruled that you can figure out from this that he has come into a large amount of money, and he basically, like, beat the fuck out of him. Not in real life, obviously. I need to rephrase that. He beat the fuck out of him in game, like, he beat his character up because he by spending all that money, he figured out, oh shit, he probably stole it. And at that point, you know, you get over, everyone gets over it, and, you know, he never took the player's money again. I mean, he was mad he got beat up because, you know, I told him you gotta take like a -5 to all your rolls. You got the shit beaten out of you, dude. I didn't want to like be too much of an asshole, so I was just like, what's the word? A passive asshole. That's probably the best ruling for it. 33. I don't give a fuck what they did in Critical Role or what that one guy on Reddit said, or if you think it's all make-believe and you can do whatever you want. The world I run works on internal rulings I created specifically for it. This is fine. 33 is fine. Like, yeah, this is the one going all around Twitter. Welcome to the stream, Crystal Rose 56. How are ya? Welcome in. We're just going over it for shits and giggles. Welcome in. Primary platform is Twitch. If you want to sub to me on YouTube, that's fine. But anyway, let's get back into it. This is fine. Like 33. The amount of times I've heard someone say something about Critical Role while you're DMing is Insano style, and those are professional voice actors and like entertainers. Like I cannot even begin to measure up to those people. So I get it. That's fine. You don't have to be like that a dick about it though. 34. Every single person in this chat is having debuffs applied to their characters that should have occurred a long time ago. This will be specific to characters. Why? It doesn't say. Did you... Is there a reason? You just said everyone's getting debuffed. That's terrible DMing. Everybody got debuffed retroactively. By what? What hurt me? That's terrible DM right there. But 35, you don't bring your sheet, you don't play. It's 2024. I've had people play on their phone sheet. I've had people play on their physical sheet. I've had people play on their tablet. Like, as the DM, you just learn to adapt. My favorite is these online thing. The what is it? D&D Beyond. That was my favorite way to play for a while. You could just see everybody's sheets and stuff on my phone. It was great. 36. If you don't bring dice, borrow some. That's common sense. I'm not even gonna go into that one. When we play D&D, I'm not your friend. This is the most dog shit doo-doo fucking asinine take you could ever say to one of your players during D&D. I played a guy who would lose his sheet every week. What the fuck, bro? That's when, okay, I've had that happen before, and what I did was like, dude, give me your sheet. I'm going to hold on to it. And he never lost it again because I just put it with all my DM stuff and gave it to him every week. But, okay, saying you're not their friend is insanely fucking, like, psychopath behavior. That doesn't mean you treat me like an enemy during the game. It means I'm no longer being nice. This is not a business transaction. This is a game we are playing together because we think it's fun, and therefore I would think that you are my friend, and just because you're the DM, you would make the game sort of fun, but somewhat challenging, and me as a player would take and accept those challenges and then have fun with them because it's a game. Duh. Saying I'm not your friend is stupid. Like, I'm questioning if he's even like a real person at this point. All right, there's a few left. We'll go over them real quick. Let me just these are the last few. 38. If you treat me poorly in any way, shape, or form, after or during or before the game, due to... Okay, this is how I know this was written in a giant fucking rage. Because the order of time is backwards. It should be before, during, or after. So he's just fucking popping off. If you treat me poorly in any way, shape, or form, during, before, or after the game, due to something that happened in the game, you're out. If you cannot separate a game from reality, I think you're a fucking moron. And I have a little time to deal with that energy. So, I've had this happen before. And, like, as the DM, sometimes you just gotta roll with your punches. Like, maybe you rolled the critical and accidentally killed somebody. Like, you know, oopsie daisy. Like I didn't do it for fun. It's just how the dice rolled. And like good players will just say, yeah, dude, like I'll just remake a character and I'll be back next week. Like it sucks to suck. Or sometimes they'll say, look, can we look into like reviving me maybe or something? And I was like, that's something you got to ask your party. Like if they want to revive you, get some Revivify out, get the crushed up diamonds out, fucking find a priest, go for it. And usually what will happen is 90% of the time the party will be like, we're going to find a way to revive you. 5% of the time someone's just like, nah, I just want to make a new character. I was getting tired of that one. The other like 3-4% of the time someone is like dead and like they're just like, well, then the party doesn't want to revive them for some reason. Sometimes it's roleplay. At one time it was because they were just being a dick. But most of the time people want to revive their dead party members because then they're gone forever. And if, you know, everyone at the table is friends or at least acquaintances, most of the time they will say, yeah, we should try to find a way to revive dude. 39 is, I don't know how to roll this one. You will submit your spell list daily in-game. If you do not give me a spell list each in-game day, you will not be allowed to cast a single spell or cantrip in combat. I do not trust you guys to use this against me. So, I've had this problem before where people, like, classes that have to prepare spells every day makes it hard to, like, keep track of who is doing what. With D&D Beyond, I was able to see, and what I would do is I would just take a quick screenshot, like, it would be easy. But, like, if you're sitting here, like, honestly fretting that much over who prepared what spell, and if it's gonna fuck up your encounter that bad, design better encounters. Because, like, unless you're wizard, yeah, I think wizard and sorcerer these days are the only classes that don't have to prepare spells. Well, bards, I forgot about bard. But so it's honestly, this rule is sort of okay, but like, there's better ways to do this. Like, you don't have to do it like this. And if you just designed better encounters, like, just be like, oh yeah, I prepared, or there's also a better idea if you just keep track of how many different spells that person has casted that day. That's all you gotta do. Be like, you've already casted your 3 prepared spells today. You can't cast a 4th. What? Yeah, you did. I have them like written down right here. Oh shit! Sorry, I guess I won't. That's all you gotta do. That's all you gotta do. And most of the time, most people, in my games, I'd be surprised if people casted their 3 daily spells, like their prepared spells for the day, all in the same day. Because usually there's always a heal spell. Almost everyone will take the heal spell. There's usually a weird one. Most people will take like a weird one at least. Something they think will be situational. And then there's always a wild card. Like that's just absolutely why the fuck would you take this? If you do not mark off spell slots or say something like, I remember what I'm at as a way to justify it, I will simply fail your spell. Deal half your health and damage to you and say you have no spells to cast for the rest of the day. This is fine except for like, marking off spell slots is good practice if you're on a digital sheet. If you're on a physical sheet, it becomes harder to keep track of. Just because you're erasing and writing stuff back in constantly. Or you're going through spell sheets like you're cutting down the Amazon rainforest. So it's like, again, this isn't bad practice, but it's easier just to have like a running list and just mark stuff next to it. I would always just use a scrap piece of paper when I was back in high school. That's what I would do. It was easy. 41. If you break literally anything, you can buy the replacement that day or do not attend until you do. So, I don't know what is with this guy in breaking things. I don't know if someone's actually breaking his stuff or if he's just that like neurotic about his stuff maybe getting broken by the environment he's in. but like a cool person, like a normal fucking person, if they broke something that was yours, they normally would be like, oh fuck, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that. How much was it? I will get you a replacement. That's what like 90% of people would do in that situation. I don't know if he thinks like everyone's just gonna be like, LOL, your stuff's broken, I'll see you later. If that's the case, if everything is as bad as this DM is saying, he needs to find new friends. But I feel like this was written in like a fucking rage. 42. If you complain about the choice of music, I fully expect you to bring the whole playlist to the next session, or do shut the fuck up. So, as a DM, like what we usually do is we just find like a playlist on YouTube or Spotify or something, and just be like, we got this. And if they're complaining about music, it's like, bro, it's what I got. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Because I'm not going to sit there and scroll through YouTube and Spotify and SoundCloud until I, like, find the perfect fucking battle theme for this BBG encounter. Sorry, not the BBG encounter. That would probably... I'd probably give that a little more thought. Like a random fucking goblin encounter. I'm probably just going to search up generic D&D battle music on YouTube and put that in the playlist and call it good. 43. I cannot stress enough how little I care about how you feel about my rulings from now on. So, this is the one that really, like, just nullifies everything else on the list. If you, like, literally don't care, then, like, stop playing. Like, stop DMing. Like, if you're gonna act like this, like, stop playing altogether. I would tell you to just quit playing D&D. If this is how this person actually feels, I would say stop playing D&D altogether. Like, just stop. If it's that fucking infuriating, like, go home and play video games. Or go do whatever makes you happy. Because if it's not fun, then it's really not worth it. And then, Rule 44. I'm never just threatening you. I'm promising you. Again, Rule 43 comes back into, like, play here. Like, go, just quit. Stop playing. Like, you shouldn't... If you're going to act like this, you shouldn't be playing D&D in IMO. Because if you're going to freak out and bitch and moan and cry and threaten people, then no. You shouldn't be playing at all. You should be... I want to say in rehab, but that's probably a little far. You probably should just stick to either being a player... Yeah, exactly. 43 and 44 just make this someone who really just shouldn't be playing. Because, like, who... What is 44? Are you actually threatening your players? Because if you are, like... I've been at tables where people will take you up on that. Like, they'll be like, alright, bro, let's go outside. And then it's, oh shit, stop. Like, it's never that serious. We're playing a role-playing game. I know where things are a little heated right now, but we shouldn't be beating each other up, turning stuff into chairs and tables matches here. Because the next thing that's going to happen is the cops are going to get fucking called, and then the game's really fucking ruined. So, yeah. So again, the reason why I'm going over this is because bro deleted the post. If he had not deleted the post, I would not have gone over it. But because it's gone now, this is now history that needs to be documented. Because no one's going to know what this is like a year from now. And I'm going to make jokes about it all the time now. We got to implement the 44 rules for D&D. At my tables, at least. But yeah, it's D&D should be fun. If it's not fun... Rule 44 for the FC. No, Luffy, no! I don't want to do that. I'm never just threatening you, I'm promising you. No, I can't do that. The FC needs to be a fun place to be. And what am I going to do over the internet? Breach through someone's computer screen? Rule 44. That's how I also know this was written in like a manic episode or something, because like 44 is a weird fucking number. Bro just listed all of his grievances and then was like, oh yeah, one more, I'm threatening you. Okay. Bro, are you honestly, this reads like someone who just really needs a hug. I hope got all the way to 44 without blowing his steam. Exactly. I hope whoever this is, like, either A, found a better group. Oh yeah, one more thing, your days are numbered. Oh, welcome to the stream, Alex the Gleaner. Thanks for dropping in, but your days are numbered. That's rule 45. We're adding it. I'm renaming the stream to 45 Rules of D&D. But yeah, like, this was wild. Absolutely insane. Like, no guidance. Do you hate everybody? Yes, the answer is yes. This person hates everybody. Period. There's no in between. But yeah, this was a fun little different bit of content I got to do. I wanted to see how it would go over, and you guys interacted with it quite a bit, so maybe I'll do some more D&D stuff on stream sometime. There's plenty of controversial D&D things I could bring up on here. I just have to be careful. Like, there is some really wild ones that I'd be like, I might be breaking Twitch TOS with that. I might want to stop.